You know, in a world where it feels like every single moment is being captured and shared, there are some people who are just almost invisible online. And you might think it's just random, but psychology actually tells us it's a very deliberate choice. And it reveals some really fascinating things about confidence, intelligence, and a person's inner world. All right, let's get into this.
Just think about it for a second. You know who I'm talking about. That friend or family member, maybe a colleague. They have an account, but they share almost nothing personal. No selfies, no vacation pics, no life update posts. So what is really going on there?
Well, what's so wild is how our assumptions are usually the total opposite of what's true. We might see them as shy or insecure, maybe even antisocial, but the psychology behind it points to something way deeper, a really grounded sense of self, some serious emotional intelligence, and, believe it or not, a powerful, quiet confidence.
So the first big reason is this fundamental choice they're making: privacy over popularity. And let's be super clear here. This isn't about hiding from the world. It's about taking control of your own story and, more importantly, your own mental space.
Yeah, there's actually a term for this. Psychologists call it a high privacy orientation. It's basically a trait where you're very careful about what you share because you're actively protecting your inner world. While a lot of people are out there chasing validation with likes and comments, these folks, they're looking inward to find their sense of worth.
And this chart breaks it down perfectly. See, internal validation is stable, is rooted in your own values, and that gives you this consistent sense of peace. But social media approval, that's a total roller coaster. It's fleeting, it's unpredictable, and honestly, it just leads to this stressful, never-ending cycle of comparison.
This whole preference for privacy, it's often rooted in our next point, a really powerful sense of self-awareness. It's all about having a strong internal compass that, well, it doesn't need the rest of the world to tell you which direction is north.
So research connects this to a trait called self-concept clarity. Here's the bottom line. If your beliefs about who you are clear, confident, and stable, you just don't need to chase online trends to figure yourself out. Your identity isn't defined by your profile. It's defined by you.
So what does this look like in the real world, day to day? Well, it's painting or hiking, just for the pure joy of it, not for the Instagram story. It's making a really tough career move that aligns with your values, even if other people don't get it. It's that quiet, internal pride you feel when you've achieved something, and it's being present enough to just soak in a beautiful sunset without even thinking about reaching for your phone.
And this leads us to a really powerful idea, a type of confidence that doesn't need an audience. It's a confidence that actually thrives in the quiet, away from the digital stage and that constant need for applause.
Psychologists call this secure self-esteem. It's a confidence that comes from this deep, inherent feeling of self-worth. People with this trait, they don't need to post selfies to prove they're valuable or share every win to feel successful. And why is that? Because they already feel complete, entirely on their own terms. And the benefits of thinking this way are huge. Someone with that secure self-esteem is just naturally less anxious because they're not constantly chasing approval. This frees them up to focus on what actually matters, their real-world goals, and it gives them the space for deeper, more meaningful self-reflection. This all ties into another key idea, an internal locus of evaluation. Put simply, it just means that your scorecard for life is your own. You judge yourself by your own standards. And that's why these people often prefer one deep, authentic conversation over hundreds of superficial online comments. Okay, so finally, let's look at the big picture. Staying low-key online isn't a passive thing. It's an active, strategic choice. It's really an act of self-preservation in a world that is constantly pushing us to perform.
So for a long time, psychologists have talked about social comparison theory, this natural tendency we all have to measure ourselves against others. But social media, it puts that tendency on steroids. It creates this environment where life becomes a performance and everyone else's feed is the competition. And that's the trap, isn't it? We end up comparing our messy, behind-the-scenes reality to everyone else's perfectly edited highlight reel. It's a game you can't win, and it can take a serious toll on your mental health.
So by consciously taking a step back, these people are simply opting out. They're choosing peace over performance. It's a deliberate shield they put up to protect their mental well-being.
So the next time you scroll past that one quiet profile, remember this: it might not be about shyness or insecurity at all. They don't need the validation of being seen online to feel truly seen and valued in their own life. And that, right there, that's a profound kind of confidence.
Which kind of leaves us with this final thought. In a culture that rewards being loud and visible, Maybe the quietest people are the ones with the strongest sense of self. It really makes you wonder, in a world built for attention, what does being truly seen actually mean to you?